Deep breaths. Everything is going to be okay. Everybody has every right in the world to be frustrated and upset with that game, but we cannot go week to week, every single game. I know that's how we roll, but we got to change. We have to change. If you can change and I can change, we all can change. There are issues with this team. No doubt about it. 100%. Everybody has flaws. The defensive line has flaws. Jalen Hurts has flaws. Nick Sirianni has a lot of flaws. But this team was a minute and 40 seconds away from all of us just bitching about the defensive line all week and not saying the season was over. We stink. This is last year over again. Blow it up. Everything is going to be okay.
You wonder what happened in sports today. Brandon Petrilli, he got the wave. We talking a lot with bros today. Cracking some jokes the podcast way. Goals on goals. With homers on homers. Tutties on tutties. Got moments on moments. Just tune into BSP. Just tune into BSP. Just tune into BSP. Just tune into Petrilli.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to BSP Media. We got the new logo up in the background. I'm still working out the kinks. If anybody's a graphic designer out there, feel free to let me know. I'm thinking the ape, like an ape type thing, either on top of the William Penn statue on City Hall, or maybe like a Rocky type of thing. We're workshopping. If you're good at graphic design, feel free to hit me up. But let's get into it. I'm trying to deflect. I'm trying to distract because that was an absolutely embarrassment on week 2 of the NFL season. That Eagles team, it hurt. It pained me. Everybody has every right to be upset, to be mad, to be frustrated because that sucked. If that happened on like a 1:00 game, 4:25, it would hurt. It would hurt a lot. We would be complaining as a city as a whole, but we wouldn't have the national stage a little bit. People would go like, oh, what the heck happened there? People would see it as the 49ers or the Ravens or the Cowboys, where they go, what happened there? But to have it happen at prime time, Monday Night Football, ESPN, Nick Foles, Jason Kelce, Fletcher Cox, everybody's there. Everybody's hanging out. It hurts. It hurts a lot. I feel the pain. I feel the pain, especially because we were having so much fun down there Monday afternoon. Got down there, shout out Garage Beer, shout out C6. Go check out my previous vlog from that day down at C6, hanging out with Jason Kelce for a little bit, having a great time, amazing food, Matt Gorick, Gazzo Steaks, everybody down there, all the Philly influencers, everybody's the best, everybody are fantastic people. We have so much fun down there at C6. Feel free to come hang out, check us out. Go check out that video too. The link is down below. But guess what, everybody? As much as that hurt, everything's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, Philadelphia. Everybody freaks out and panics, and it's the end of the world. Jalen Hurts stinks. Nick Sirianni should have been fired. This and that. It's the last year all over again. Deep breaths. Everything is going to be okay. Everybody has every right in the world to be frustrated and upset with that game, but we cannot go week to week, every single game. I know that's how we roll, but we got to change. We have to change. If you can change and I can change, we all can change. There are issues with this team. No doubt about it. 100%. Everybody has flaws. The defensive line has flaws. Jalen Hurts has flaws. Nick Sirianni has a lot of flaws. But this team was a minute and 40 seconds away from all of us just bitching about the defensive line all week and not saying the season was over. We stink. This is last year over again. Blow it up. Everything is going to be okay. Now, we'll get to next week against the Saints, and I'll dive into that a little bit further. But we should get into this game a little bit more. Why everything's going to be okay, right? What are you saying everything's going to be okay? Did you not watch that game? I did watch that game. The defense stinks. They're the worst ever. They weren't. They actually played okay. Bijan was able to run the ball 97 yards. They gave up one big touchdown pass to Darnell Mooney, but what else did they do? What did those rushing yards do for them? Touchdowns? No. Kirk Cousins wasn't slinging the ball all over, other than the last drive, obviously, which we all have the right to be upset with. We'll get to that in a little bit. But we were one play away from saying the defense made a lot of plays today. CJ stepped up when he had to and put his head down, stuffed Bijan Robinson. Quinyon Mitchell made some great plays. Darius Slay made some great plays. D-line, we were going to bitch about no matter what because they were terrible. But they made a lot of plays that it was supposed to be a hard-nosed win. Jalen Hurts was making plays with his legs, 86 yards on the ground. Saquon was a beast again, other than dropping that pass. Schmitty had a good game. Where was Dallas Goedert a little bit? Why was Britton Covey the second more receptions than Dallas and Jahan Dotson? There was a lot of good things to take away from this game that we would have taken away from this game if it wasn't for the last minute and 40 seconds of that football game. Deep breaths, everybody. Deep breaths. It's going to be okay. Should they have ran the ball on 3rd and 4? Yes. Yes, they should have. They 100% should have ran the ball. Would we have said that if Saquon caught that, gets the first down, maybe scores a touchdown, game over? No, nobody was going to complain about that play call at all. But he drops it. And because of that possibility, they should have just ran that football. You've been running the ball all day. What I thought when the play was happening, Saquon started out wide, motions across. I thought it was going to be a QB draw. For Jalen Hurts, he was going to sprint right in for a touchdown, the way he was using his legs. Now, you saw the way that they were able to get him open throughout the game in Saquon Barkley on those little out routes, and they were able to hit on it. I don't hate the play call, but they should have ran the ball. Now, that leads to an opportunity of, all right, the defense just needed to make one stop. One stop to get us going, and we would have won that game. Somebody gets a pick. Somebody gets a sack. Somebody make a play is what I yell all the time. Somebody make a play. Number 0, make a play. Didn't make a play. Josh Sweat didn't make a play. What is he now, 19? Who knows? Because you don't see him out there. Jalen Carter. So much hope and promise for this guy. Got to make a play, man. Jordan Davis, anybody, make a play. Pass rush isn't there. It wasn't all game. That would have been the biggest story moving forward. But you let Kirk Cousins go right down the field on you. And I was talking with Harry Heaps before this on Cold One Conversations, our more national NFL-wide podcast. He's a Ravens fan, getting an outside perspective from him. And the way he was seeing it was Kirk Cousins won them that football game. He went down the field, drove them down there, and got it done. I can't see it that way in my eyes because I don't think Kirk Cousins is good. So I can't spin that in my head as this defense let that happen. I think a lot of you Philadelphians out there feel the same way as me. But if we wanted to spin zone it, yeah, Kirk Cousins was paid a lot of money. He's been paid a lot of money. He's supposed to make those plays with a minute and 30 seconds left, minute 40 seconds left. That may be the Kirk Cousins drive that gets him over the top. That's why the Falcons brought him in here, to give them opportunities to go down the field, to win football games like that. I don't see it that way. And I feel like I'd be lying to myself if I saw it that way. So I'm not. And my biggest thing is the pass rush is brutal. And a guy that I have a lot of faith in at the defensive coordinator's position, who's been doing it for a long time, failed them. He might not love the talent that he has. He might hate on Josh Huff. He might hate on some of these other guys that he has on this defensive side of the football. But you as a veteran coordinator has to scheme things up for them then. You have to put them in positions of success. You've seen it all, man. Run games, run stunts with these guys. Help them out. They can't win one-on-ones. You, as a coordinator, have to run systematic plays on defense to run a guy into another guard, loop them, run games with linebackers, bring the right pressures at the right times. That's your job. We saw too many errors with that with Desai and Patricia last year. You were supposed to be the difference, and he failed. He dropped back into coverage like we saw with Jim Schwartz and everybody else throughout the last couple years of this Eagles football team that we all just pull our hair out. He failed. And that's where I'm taking it away with. Kirk Cousins, sure, he got him down the field. He made the plays. He won the game. But Vic Fangio let it happen. That defense let it happen. And I was high on the defense. I still am. Because the potential is there. But the head coach, the defensive coordinator has to be able to find ways to help these guys succeed, or it's going to be ugly on defense. Because we've seen them make plenty of plays in that game and in the game against the Packers. The defense can make plays. They can give up a couple big plays too. But all in all, they are a gritty, hard-nosed defense that holds these teams to field goals. And they didn't. And it sucked. It hurt. And then he had an opportunity for Jalen to go down with, 40 seconds, 2 timeouts to make his opportunity happen. Get him in the field goal range. And just overthrows Smitty just a little bit. And he goes right into the hands of a defender. Why couldn't that ball just hit the ground and we just keep going? Did Jalen force it 100%? Did Jalen have a perfect game? No, not at all. But I come away with this game is all they had to do was run the football on 3rd down. And then maybe even on 4th down. Because you have faith in your offense. And there would have been 30 seconds left in that game. Probably less. That's all you had to do. And we would have been feeling good. All these concerns wouldn't have been there. And that's why we can't overreact. Because the talent is there. It's the opportunities at hand where the head coach has to figure this out. I rip on Dan Campbell all the time for all of his in-game mistakes. Nick Sirianni's usually pretty good. He's been pretty good at it. That Monday night game, whether it's him, Kellen Moore, Vic Fangio, whoever's making the calls, they didn't make the right ones. They can try to justify themselves looking at all the different numbers and this and that they feel better about it. Fine, whatever. If that's what makes you feel good, learn from it. We got to move on. It's only week 2. We can move on from there. Plenty of time. People were looking to bitch anyway about this Eagles team. You gave them a great reason why to bitch. And then I see people yelling and screaming, and the head coach has got to talk to the team after the game. They got to talk. I can't believe he didn't ream them out. They see that this guy at quarterback is a leader. And if they think that he hit on all the points, as a leader yourself, you have to realize you can't insert yourself into that. You have to realize when you can't beat a dead horse. You have to realize you have to trust your guys here. And we'll get to it on, well, I guess Tuesday or Monday, Wednesday with the different schedules. We'll get to it later. I'll get to them the next time. You have to trust and develop through this team. And Jalen Hurts, if that's the way Nick Sirianni felt in that locker room, and a lot of guys felt that Jalen hit on all those points, Nick Sirianni didn't need to talk to them then. He'll have his opportunities. He better have his opportunities throughout the week to talk to them. That moment, that time, it's Jalen's team. It's supposed to be his team. That's a building moment. We all want to see the leadership of Jalen Hurts grow, right? That's an opportunity for him to take it. He let him have it. I'm totally okay with that. Man. A lot. Everybody has the right to be upset, to be mad, to yell for this, to yell about that. This guy stinks. We as an organization, as a franchise, as a city, as a fan base, we got to take a deep breath. We cannot freak out after every single play. Cannot freak out about every single game. It's a long ass season. Well, Brendan, look at this. Why should I? Then don't have the high expectations then. Well, I never had the high expectations. I told you so. If that's the way you want to live, go for it, man. You're living a terrible life, in my opinion. You're living stressed out. Why even watch the football game then if you're going to tell me so? If that's what you know, why watch the game? Don't. Please, don't. You don't deserve it when they do win then. We just got to take a deep breath. We got to come together. We got to regroup. And we got to win a football game coming up this weekend against the Saints. A good Saints football team, I guess, right? That just absolutely beat down the Dallas Cowboys. And that's another thing. The Cowboys got their ass kicked. The 49ers got their ass kicked. The Ravens choked also. Teams in the NFL, the Bengals should have beat the Chiefs. There's teams in the NFL that aren't perfect to start the years. Oh, they didn't collapse the way the Eagles did. There's plenty of teams that have. There's teams all over the place. It takes time. This is a new coaching staff, new players, new regime leaderships here with guys missing. Yes, it sucked. It was embarrassing. Primetime football. We will get over it. We will move on. Now, here's the question. I'm never going to be that confident again in this football team. I'm not. I thought, if you go back and watch the video of the tailgate, I say at the end of the video before I give my post-game reaction, 41-10. I thought they were going to move the ball even without AJ, put up points, and just be okay. Defense was finally going to get going. The pass rush, I was wrong. I was dead wrong. It happens. That's what happens in the business. You got to take some chances. I was confident in them. I'm not going to do it again, though, sadly. It's going to take some time to build that up, and that is fine. That is good for everybody. They can't just earn your trust back right away where we're hopping back. Go Birds, everybody. Yeah, we rock if they beat the Saints down. Okay, good win. If they win. If they lose in a close one, we cannot freak out. We cannot go berserk that this season's over, fire Sirianni, this and that. If he's making a lot of dumb decisions again and they lose because of that again, then maybe we have a discussion. But if it's a hard-nosed football game and the Saints make a play or two more than the Eagles do, that's what happens in football. Well, that's why you play the games. Diving into this game, you need AJ back. You do. Devontae had a solid game. But where was everybody else? Why is Britton Covey getting all these targets, man? I get it. Our guy at the Fanatic, Andrew DiCecco, he loves himself some Britton Covey. He saw Britton getting more and more, and I bet you Nick Sirianni loves himself some Britton Covey also. He cannot be getting catches. That many catches. Jahan Dotson needs to make his way into this offense now. It's 3 weeks now. I get it. It's tough. Coming in at the end of a training camp, learning a new team, learning new everything, blah, 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 blah. It's football. Go out there, run some routes, get open. Dallas Goedert, you got to get going, dog. You got to get open. You got to find yourself in situations to make a play. Where were you? Devontae Smith was the only one with Saquon. And Jalen with his legs. That was a great, I didn't even talk about that. He was firing me up, man. When he spiked that ball after that big run and he got that stupid penalty. Stupid, he shouldn't have done. But I like that energy. He's getting that swagger back. And that's why I feel okay about this team. I feel like it's all right there. It was just terrible, terrible way to freaking end it. But I like them being an underdog in this game. I love it. 2.5 underdogs at the Saints in that stadium. I think there's going to be a lot. I know there's going to be a lot of Eagles fans down there going with Philly sports trips and the like. I know some of my uncles are going and cousins. I sadly cannot go. I got to work. But it's going to be an absolutely awesome time at Bourbon Street down there. And this Saints team's ready for a knockback. They are. They kicked the Dallas Cowboys' ass in Dallas. They took it to them. And, if that's the case, they should take it to this Eagles team too then, right? But this is where I'm going to end this. This team cannot roll over and die the way they did last season. This is where it's going to show me if this is a new leadership, new regime, new players, the way they respond to that embarrassment in the last minute and 30, how they come back. If they come out and battle hard and show fight, this season's going to be all right. They're going to work through it. They're going to be A-okay. Probably they're going to win the division still. But if they roll over and die the way they did last year, the way that you've seen them kind of just look empty on the sidelines, it's going to be a long year. But I feel okay that they're going to go out there and they're going to battle. The way Jalen Hurts ended that game yesterday in the locker room, taking the leadership. The room felt it, that this is his team. The way he was gaining confidence, like I said he needed to after week 1 to get that swagger back. You need AJ to get back there with him because that offense can be ready to roll. 1 mistake, 2 mistakes was all it took. You need 0 mistakes moving forward to get this team back in the right direction. You're only 1-1. You could be in way, 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 way worse situations here, people. This team is doing just fine. You should have took advantage of those opportunities in the NFC where the other big teams lost. Sucks, is what it is. Got to move on. Got to take advantage of this upcoming week and beat a good football team. Answer all the questions. Beat the New Orleans Saints. That's where we're moving here. And hopefully they do it. I'm trying not to be the cocky confidence anymore, because it doesn't work for me, sadly. I would love it, but it is what it is. All right, that's going to do it for today's episode. Go check out the vlog. It was an absolute blast. Shout out Garage Beer, Philly Drinkers. Love you guys. If anybody wants to help me out with the new logo, love it. DM me. Shout out 215. Go Birds, baby. The Fightins are going to clinch too. They lost against the Brewers. It's going to be all right, everybody. We got the 1 seed, hopefully. We'll see what happens with the Dodgers, but they're winning the division. We're good. Red October. Birds, Saints, let's get after it. Like, follow, subscribe. Love you guys.